Okay, so
Hi.
so fuck. Yeah, I'm climbing up now. You're the first person outside of the tattoo studio here.
Oh, really?
That has come and sat down and had a conversation.
Yeah, right.
So, hi, I'm Fonzy, and this is Smara. This is Ink's Conversations episode 4.
bellz?
Today, Huffy.
Yeah.
So, Samara came down from her tattoo studio in Bendigo called what's the gallery, isn't it?
The gallery.
The gallery. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not just the
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of pinched the end of that name, didn't I? With
Yeah.
Tattoo Gallery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The gallery tattoo studio.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick. So, well, let's start off. So, how long have you been tattooing for?
Oh, I've been tattooing for nearly 15 years, I'd reckon.
Yeah.
So I started tattooing when I was 20 and I'm nearly 35 now. So yeah, nearly 15 years.
That's always like the fun part too, is like, do we add COVID or do we subtract COVID or do we...
Yeah.
It's still a part of our life. Like,
Yeah.
you still did lots of things through COVID, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Did you do any painting or any like...
Yeah, I did some commission work with grey wash portraits.
Sick.
And yeah, that was fun. That was, it was good to get back into doing portraits again, because when you're a tattooist, you don't really get much time to do any drawings for yourself, or, I mean, they were for clients, but I still got to draw.
Yeah.
So
when you say black and grey portraits, are you talking like pencil or charcoal?
mostly charcoal.
Yeah, cool.
Yeah. So some grey lead too, but mostly charcoal I've gone to because the blacks are blacker, a bit more contrast through it. And with tattoos, it's very similar too.
Yeah,
So yeah.
absolutely. I'll be right back. Give me 2 seconds.
Yep.
I just realised. Let's shut our little door and have...
Oh, the sound, the music.
There we go. No, it's all good though. Because
Typical tattoo shop.
These are sound cancelling as well.
Oh,
so
cool.
it eliminates all the sound outside of just me and you.
Yep.
So
Yeah, that really drowns out the sound, doesn't it?
doesn't it?
That's so cool.
That's why I call it my fishbowl.
Yeah.
It's like solid.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it's like a bomb shelter really, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So you did a lot of commission work when it comes to like you were doing portraits of like loved ones and like animals and stuff?
mainly. Yeah. Yep. So I had to do a mishmash of a couple pictures with a portrait, which was difficult, but we managed it. Had to do like a Frankenstein with like hair from this picture, face of this picture, and it was just a nightmare. Like, but we got there, and didn't look too bad by the end of it. So.
There were a lot of people that just like didn't stay active.
Yeah.
And they just rolled over and let it just, I don't know, like
Consume
poor me, you know. And it was shit.
Yeah.
It was real shit. But if you didn't have that drive to create and do something with your time, you know, like you would have fallen in that hole.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
No, a lot of people did. Well, I kind of kept busy.
I spray painted those boards.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and like sharpied them and shit. Like,
yeah, that looks
then
sick.
did some just like flash and some face masks and it was just like,
oh, you did the face masks
it
too.
was like whatever I could do.
Yeah.
Well, what better than to put your like
logo
on someone's
something.
face?
Yeah, and that's the first thing they look at is their face, and they're gonna look straight at it. So
yeah,
it's smart.
It was a really good marketing strategy, 100%.
Yeah.
And it meant that once we came back, everyone was thinking of us.
Yeah.
You know, and it did. Like everyone, I'm pretty sure, like even building industries like took off massively.
Yep.
Because everyone was like, "Fuck yeah, we can go back to work," and they just, I want that thing I couldn't have, and then. I'm finding now, this is probably where we're getting to with this conversation. I didn't know I was going to have it.
Yeah.
But it was that, you know, like the industry right now, that's starting to wear out.
Yeah.
Like the amount of people that got their COVID or after COVID tattoos, even though it's a couple of years later, it's now got to the point where it's like it's hit its tipping point.
Yes.
You know, and as long as you did everything to secure your spot and just not you know, stay the same all the way through, you're pretty good. But there's a lot of people out there that just went with the rush, spent all their money, and now they're like, fuck, you know, what are we doing now? We've got no money, we've got no work, like, we're going to have to go to Coles.
Yep, start OnlyFans.
Yep. Yeah. Look,
I didn't, don't worry. Don't look me up, I'm not there.
You would do it on black and grey portraits and then selling those, weren't you?
Oh, yeah. And we also got to renovate the shop, because it's the only time that you could really do it, because you know people aren't in the shop at all. And so we repainted the whole shop. We bought a TV, hung that. We just completely went nuts. Did every single like painting surface because the job before that wasn't very good. So,
but it would have been nice to come back to something fresh.
Yeah. Oh, you know, the smell of paint.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, it's so good.
We did the same thing.
Yeah.
We did the same thing. Me and my kids and my wife came in here and repainted all the walls. And, and same thing. We came back to a nice, fresh shop. And
it's like a new start in a way, you know?
And like as a studio owner too, it was nice to be able to say to other workers, like, here's this nice, fresh new thing to come back to. Like, you're going to have a place. A lot of people, like, not a lot, but some people didn't have a place to go to.
Yeah. A lot of shops closed down because they couldn't afford to continue to pay the rent, you know? And, it was pretty scary because you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what the future's going to be. And, you know, those artists that just kind of hung on and just kept paying the rent and just hoping it was going to be over, you know?
Yeah, dug their feet in, did what they had to do to get to this point.
Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, there you go. How long have you owned your studio for?
We've owned it for about 7 years, going on 8. So we've had some rough times throughout those years, but we've pushed through them. And after COVID, coming back stronger than ever. And
well, it's not all glory like people think it is.
Oh no!
Like owning a studio is just like, oh, but you've made it. And it's like, I've made more work for myself is what I've done.
Yeah.
But it's rewarding.
It is.
It's rewarding to have people that, you know, to have people around you as well that want to be around you.
Yeah.
But like, it's like, I built this.
Yeah.
You know?
That's right. It's satisfying and like. Yeah, it just makes you feel good. And you got that little bit of freedom. Well, a little bit of freedom. You don't have much freedom when you're a business owner, but it's a lot of hours. It's, you know, but what you put in, you know, you get out. Like it's good. It's worth it.
Yeah.
But yeah, you've got to be committed. You've got to be 100%. You know, moving forward, always new things and growing. You got to grow. If you don't grow, you get stuck and then
adapt.
Yeah. Oh,
you know,
very
like,
much.
And
AI, all that stuff.
Well, the world is moving forwards fast. And to keep up with it is like we have to learn new things all the time.
Yes.
You know what I mean? We can't just sort of sit and say the same and be in that rut.
Yep.
You've got to be like, well, I've got to try and keep up with these new people who are like, we've got the knowledge of old, and potentially the knowledge of new.
Yeah,
You know, so
if you want to seek the new, like, we've got TikTok that's coming, all new socials, Instagram. Like I remember having MySpace, you know, and now like there was Facebook, Instagram. There's so many socials that you've got to be on now and have so many profiles and posting on everything and. Different socials have different age groups. So you got TikTok, you got the young people on TikTok, and then you know, Facebook is more our generation, really, or older, and you have to adapt.
Oh, there's Instagram, Pinterest, YouTube. There's all the other little apps that are out there for tattooers as well, which is pretty crazy. But yeah, I'm totally with you. Like I've personally got, what have I got? That are active. I've got 3 Instagrams and 4 Facebooks.
Yeah, right.
And they're all active. I have to potentially make a new one for this stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's like this stuff is sort of it's being combined in my personal feed.
Yes.
You know, so now I'm like, all right, well maybe I should start a whole new one for this.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean,
why not?
Yeah. Well, that's exactly right.
Yeah.
I just started a TikTok business one as well.
Yeah,
like,
nice.
Holy shit. What's next?
I know,
you
and it's like
they all want money.
Yeah,
they're all like, boost this post and you'll get, and it's of course you do.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. But like, I struggled with all the new socials when they first started coming out, and how do I do this? And trying to make reels and all this stuff, and I'm like, I'm still learning how to make reels. Like, it's just finding the time to actually really get into the app and play around with it and figure out what it does and. It's
as a tattooist now
so
though, you can't just come to work, do your tattoo, get paid, and go home.
Yeah.
You've got to come in, take photos,
yes,
do your tattoo, get a video of you doing it,
and
then like it's just extra steps to be relevant now.
Yeah.
You know, like, but if you are consistently posting and consistently doing it, consistency is key.
It is, yeah.
You know, there's some people who potentially post once a week.
Yeah.
You know, but then there's
That's
some
me
people
at the moment.
some people post every day. You know, and it's kind of trying to find that algorithm as well.
It is.
That
certain
works
times.
For you.
Yeah.
Like, I hate it because you can post every single day and you get stuff all likes. You stop and then you post one in a week's time and it's you know, like the one of me sitting here with my daughter, right? Sitting here just talking.
That was beautiful.
And she's like, Dad, you're scary to other people. You know, like, but when Mila met you, she thought, oh, he's actually really nice. And I was like, that one on TikTok has got like, I think it's at 20,000 views.
That's
you
so
know,
good.
and I was like, well, what are the rest of them doing?
Yeah. There's always one good one.
Wake up.
It's the infinity symbol.
Oh man, have you ever had any of your tattoos go like viral-ish via like the internet?
I don't really know. I haven't really looked. I know one of my horse riding ones. Well, I wasn't riding it. One of my horse ones went viral, and I'm like, holy shit! Well, that's really cool. But
you
nothing
can
to do with this.
You can slave your ass off for an entire back piece.
Yeah.
And you do this little tattoo this big, and it just blows up.
Yep. Bloody infinity symbols always do it. They always do it.
It's so unique.
Yeah, white chicks, you know, they love it.
It's the white girl tats have really just made a comeback.
Yeah, fine line.
Yeah.
You know, the flowers, birth flowers, all that kind of jazz. Like, and you do have to do what is popular at the time. You know, like
you do. You've got to put your morals aside a little bit sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Like you have to do all that little stuff, and that what builds clientele in the start is doing all the shit tattoos.
Yeah.
Is like doing all the tribal stuff, doing all the little names and girlfriends' names. Yeah, and then they show their friends, and then their friends come in, and their family comes in, and then that's how you get your clientele. And a lot of people don't know that you have to do the shit stuff to get a clientele.
I've been tattooing long enough now that I'm tattooing people's kids.
Yeah, I know.
That were like 14, 12.
How weird is it?
I'm like, this doesn't seem right.
I know.
You know?
Yeah. Yep.
How's your dad?
Yeah.
You know?
I literally tattooed a whole family. Like the last 5 years. So the daughter came in, and I remember when she was like this big, and she'd come into the shop, and I still remember it. And I've tattooed her dad first, and his son come in, and then she come in, and I'm like, oh my god, like. This feels so wrong. I feel so old.
You're so old. You go to stand up. You're like,
knees go. Yeah. Still got to be flexible in this job though. You got to get down on your knees to put stencils on and everything. But
Yeah, look, this is what a lot of this is another interesting subject too. Is a lot of younger people today are not thinking about their body's longevity.
Oh yes.
Like that's a big thing. Like. I didn't think about it when I was younger.
Yeah.
And now I'm older. I'm like, holy shit. Like, my back hurts today because I was painting the bathroom on the weekend.
Yep.
You know, I was down in those angles getting in there.
Yep.
And now I'm just like crippled.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, but geez.
Yeah, I horse ride and I feel it. And I haven't ridden in 14 years. I get back riding again. I'm like, wow, I feel so sore. But it's actually paying off with like tattooing, it's making me feel better tattooing because like my muscles are coming back now and my core strength's coming back again. Like it's making day sits easier. Like I had a day sit today here and like normally I would just be in so much pain, like my back would be sore, my hands would be sore and like doing exercise out of work, you need to do it.
You do, you do, especially core. Core is the big one.
Yep.
Like you can go to the gym as much as you want, sit down and work your arms and your legs. But if you don't work your core in this job, that's what dwindles.
Yep.
Like,
and that's connected to your back and to your spine. And you're leaning over all day. It's all connected.
Oh, 100%.
And your neck as well. It's all connected.
Yep. Yeah, we're all going to be little hunched over balls. Those old people that walk. Those old people that walk with their hands behind their back, but they're like facing the ground as they walk.
Yep. Had a cane.
Yeah, but that was a tattooist.
Yeah. Or a shearer.
Yeah. True. True. Yeah. It's the evolving. This is where it really goes. It goes into what's evolving and what's happening in the tattoo industry too.
Yeah.
Like. We can, we're starting to sound like old farts here, being like,
no.
I know. I don't know. Have you got any questions you want to ask me or anything?
Well, how long have you had the shop now?
I've been in this shop here 6 years.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Yep. No, it's great. It looks fantastic. I did a guest spot here with pre-COVID.
Yes.
And yeah, you've changed heaps now. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, it's kind of like this is my man cave. Yeah, this is where like all the things go that my wife won't let me put in the house.
Yeah, basically. Oh my god, I can relate. Yeah. I've got a lot of dead stuff on the walls, and Glenn's like, you are never having that at home. It's good, yeah.
Oh no, our house, like you walk in and it's all like boho-y. Yeah, everything's like neutral colours and shit. Yeah, don't get me wrong, I love the house. Yeah, absolutely. But you know, like I used to have a single room in our house which had all my shit in it. Yeah. So this is my happy place. Yeah. This has. And it's funny, all of these pictures and stuff that's on the wall here, none of them really have anything in common, but they all remind me of a time and a place of where I bought them. Yeah. You know, like... And
it shows your personality too. Like, you can tell a lot by someone, by their bay. Like, from a tattooist point of view, like, yeah, you can just tell, like, your personality and just the way you are, just by looking on what pictures you like, what pictures you put up, what frames you put them in, everything. Like you've got your kids on the walls over there, you know, like it's...
I've got Kim Jong over there and it says live, laugh, love, and he's like got a big smile on his face. He's behind the extra.
Yeah, I see it, Yeah. No, it's good. It's very homey, like...
Well, we spend more time at work than we do at home.
Oh, yes.
You know?
And with the people too, we spend a lot of time with them too.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and that was actually talking about that now actually is a big thing because my wife always, this is going personal here, right? Is that my wife would always be, you give yourself so much to everyone at work that when you get home, you're basically a husk of a person. Yeah. You know, because you've talked to someone all day, you've heard their problems, you've, you know, like some of them greater than others. You know, we hear a lot of, like we're technically, I don't know, geez, we're the people that people download on, and then we go home and we just try and like,
it's
like
you gotta let it go.
trying to brush it off, like it was just like I didn't just hear about some crazy shit today at all.
Oh, some of the stuff we hear, wow, like life story. Yeah, but it's good. Like, you kind of feel like a bit of a psychologist kind of thing. Like you know, and you listen to everyone's you know, problems or life stories, and you know, it's real. It is. You know, and with everyone that you work with too, and like at the end of the day, like you've been touching someone, you're all touched out, you know, especially when you've got a child. Yes. Last thing you want is someone jumping on you all day. You know, like you love them to bits, but sometimes you need like some space, you know, and because you're very intimate with the person all day.
Well, that's what I was going to say. It's a very intimate space. Yeah. You know, like somebody's trusting you to put something on their body for the rest of their life. Yeah. And you know, like, and of course you're going to hear, you know, their opinions on life and the world and so on and so on. And, you know, you can have a good joke with some people, some people you can't. Yeah. You know, but it definitely, you
usually get the vibe of the person, you know, you kind of learn about different kinds of people and you learn a lot about people when you're a tattoo artist. It's amazing, like...
hopefully sometimes we think we're good judges of character too. But you know,
do what I say, not what I do. Well, not what I do.
That's right. Yeah. That's right. Yeah, but like you're saying, I've been here 6 years now. Yep. And I think people have come, people have gone. Yeah. You know, like that's just life. Yeah. And you live and you learn. Yeah. You absolutely do. You don't let that shit get to you, and you don't let it eat you away because it's like a breakup. Yes, it really is. Yep. Because
the end's good or bad, and you just gotta, you know, flick off the shoulder and just move on with what you gotta do.
I like to channel that energy into my art. Yes. I like to channel any kind of bad energy. Yeah. And just do a good job of a tattoo. Yeah. And then I feel better.
Yeah, I feel that. Yeah. Yeah. No, it's a good way of putting it. Like it's
Well, that's something we were talking about today as well. Is like the mind of an artist plus the mind of say ADHD. Yeah. You know, like ADHD people can potentially have have an edge in the artists, but an edge in the art industry. Yeah. Because they're hyper focused on something. Yes. You know, and you were saying today that you know there's. You know, like some of the best artists are very much so.
ADHD, autism, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. They're usually fixated on, you know, what they're doing and they just excel in it. Like, it's like, it's a good thing. You know, it's awesome. And like it has its downfalls as well. But in this industry, it's a blessing more than anything.
Yeah, like using it as you like, well, using it, full stop, just using it. Like a lot of people won't actually use it. Yeah. They'll just potentially just say like, oh, I've just got this and that's my problem.
Yeah.
You know, they won't go,
I wouldn't even call it a problem.
Well,
you know, it depends how you see it. But it's, it really, I can't remember what we spoke about today because that's we really got into it and then we're like, really did.
Yeah. And I was like, this is something we should really talk about. But I mean, look, we got it all out. That's whatever. So
it's really good. Like a lot of people with ADHD and in the industry usually have their own shops because they're just always striving for more and to be better and to
I just always thought, right? I always just thought to myself that it was just, I'm doing this out of pure spite.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I'm excelling at something because I was always told I would never excel at it.
Yeah.
You know, that's something that gets in me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like when I was a kid, you know, like I started, I said, Dad, look, I want to become a tattoo artist. And he's like, what the fuck would you do that for? Get a real job.
Yep.
And I'm like, fuck you, I'm going to show you what a real job is.
Yeah, right.
And look, you know, and I still am thriving to do more and thriving to do better.
Yeah.
And not getting stuck in that rut and trying to learn new things and evolve with it.
Yeah, yeah.
You know?
And having Vex and that, cartridges and that, amazing. Like that's
it was definitely an interesting way that came about too. I did a free business course here in Ballarat. And I sort of, all right, so the way that it came across was this guy was like, okay, you need to look around you and see what your greatest consumables are in the tattoo industry. Like, because it didn't really, a lot of the things he said didn't work for this industry. Yeah. But the things that I took from it, I was like, okay, what are the most expensive things? And what are the things that I potentially need the most to create? Yep. And what can I do about that myself? How can I outsource that? How can I cut my prices down and save some money somewhere? Like, you know, look, like imagine buying a 24-gallon drum of Vaseline rather than a 4. That's where my mind went. I was just like, I'm going to do that. Yep. I looked at my shelves and I looked around and then I just realized that I've just got to go out there and get it. Yeah. I've just got to go and find it and I've got to get it and I've got to make it my own. Yep. And originally I was just trying to I found a supplier. I found a needle cartridge that I really liked. Yeah. And I was like, okay, well, I don't want to buy it from you. I want to buy it from the guy you buy it from. Yes. Yep. And so I was like, all right. I did my research. Yep. I found my guys. Yep. And they're like, we could do this.
And that's half the battle is like sourcing and finding out and like.
I was never taught how to do that.
Yeah.
You know, like it just had to be resourceful.
Yeah, and you never have a business course to run a business. You just got to wing it. Like it's.
Did the guy that invented university go to university?
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Exactly. Like, yeah. Yep. We're photographers. We are, you know, like.
You've got to know a bit about everything.
Social media. We've got to know about everything. And
we've got to be resourceful.
There's a lot more to tattooing than people realize. Like, there's a lot more. A lot more to it.
100. But like, it has grown way faster than I ever thought it would. Yeah. And fantastic. It also helped me come out of my shell because what was happening with me was I was just kind of like, I was starstruck by these like big artists and stuff like that. And I was like, oh wow, like, and they're just,
I want to be that person.
They're just normal people, right? Yeah. But I was starstruck. Yeah. And it's funny because now that I've gone into doing this and I've got a product and everything's going really well and, you know, there's a lot to come. There's a lot of really cool things to come too, which is which will be fun to show everyone and show everyone how fast it's going. And I always want to see things through when I start it. Yep. And but what I was getting at was like, people were like, oh, you're Fonz, right? You know, and I'm like, yeah. Oh, my dad got tattooed by you, and I'm just like, fuck. Yeah. You know, like, but I didn't realize how many people knew who I was. Yeah. Yep. And my insecurities sort of went, fuck it. I just need to just do it. Yeah. Instead of thinking about it, just fucking do it.
It just lingers and lingers, and you're like, you know what? Screw it. Just got to do it.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
The more you dwell on something and think, no, I couldn't do that. It'd be really hard. Yeah. And it's just like, it has proven to be worth it. It's proven to be worth it. Yeah. It's a lot more work, a lot of hard work, and I've done it pretty much all myself. I had to design a website. I had to do logo designing, brand designing. I had to do photography of my product. I had to do everything, and I pretty much did it all myself.
Yeah, that would feel so good, like so satisfying, and to do it all yourself. That's just it's amazing.
It's the same as this stuff.
Yeah,
and we are resourceful as people, and like I said, use that as your power.
Yeah,
and do it.
Yeah,
the more you sit there and think, I can't do that, or I couldn't do that. Like even doing this is really difficult for some people.
Yeah.
But now we're sitting here doing it. It's kind of easy.
I couldn't do this 10 years ago. I'd be shitting myself.
No, hell no. I'd my anxiety. I'd be sweating.
Yeah.
Like, you should have seen the first episode with Jay, right? He's got a coffee mug. The coffee mug's got alcohol in it, right? And he's just sitting there.
Yeah. I'm like, oh, wine.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah. That's right. Good. And also, the good thing about sourcing, like doing like Vex needles and stuff like that, we're not going to be tattooists forever.
No.
There's going to be a time that we're not going to be able to tattoo anymore. We're going to be too old. Our vision's going to go. Our hands going to get arthritis. And doing other things, I was thinking about it today, doing other things, like when you can't tattoo anymore, you've still got that backup things that, like you're still making money and you're still, you're still in the industry, but You're not actually tattooing. And I think a lot of tattooists don't see past tattooing. They don't want to accept it, and that's why a lot of tattooists tattoo until they're 70 and they can't tattoo anymore, but they can't give it up because they've got nothing else to do it until they retire.
You're very right.
And it's very scary, and it's something we push back of our mind, like death, like we don't want to think about it, we don't think about it, and it's a real thing. After tattooists are done, they're done.
Well, at the same time too, like if tomorrow, being a tattooist for as long as we have, tomorrow, if we wanted to write up a resume, who'd hire us? Yeah. What kind of skills have you got? Oh, well, tattooing, and they're like, anything else? You know what I mean? Like,
well, I'd be somewhat all right because I don't have tattoos on my arms, you see, so I'm employable, but I'm getting there though.
They're removable these days, right? Like, this isn't forever, yeah?
Yeah. We're old and wrinkly, it'll just wrinkle over, you won't see it.
Yeah, that's it. It'll be the wrinkles. This may just be more webs, wouldn't it?
Yeah. That's awesome.
But no, you're very correct. You're very correct when it comes to the longevity of a tattoo artist and as to what we're going to be doing after this. Like, what happens when, I don't know, tattooing is not ever not going to be a thing. Yeah. Because it has to have a human hand. It has to have a human aspect. Yep. There are potentially the people doing these little tiny tattoos that could be done with a little laser printer that is that's coming. It's here.
Yeah.
It's already
here. It'll happen. It'll be here very soon.
Oh, yeah.
But I think people would prefer a person to do it because it's the, it's the original, it's the OG. It's the connection between the person. It's, because I'd be afraid if I had a machine tattooing my arm, if I moved a little bit, it throws it all out. Like, that actually happened. That happened in one of the first ones. The dude put like the 3D printer on there. Yeah. And then the weight shifted and it was going, yeah. It was just like the line went like that. Yeah. It's too risky. That's what I think. It's just too risky. It's cool. It's a cool idea, but I just don't see it kicking off, to be honest. Maybe for tiny little tattoos, like 2-second tattoos, but not for like sleeves or anything major. Yeah. Well,
the tattoo industry as well at the moment is growing so quickly.
Oh, very quickly. Last 10 years.
Well, people, this is the thing, right? Like people, instead of having a single apprentice or 2 apprentices or so, they're going 3, 4. Yeah. And then they're also,
there's not enough time for each artist.
No, it's not. They do it for a year and then they realise, oh, no, I think I'm better than this. And then they take off and open their own studio after a year or 2. Yeah. And they think they kind of got it, but they don't realise how much it entails. Yeah. Yeah. 100%. So, yep.
Well, I didn't have my first apprentice until like 14 years tattooing. Yeah. I didn't think I was good enough. I didn't think I had the knowledge to do it. And then one day I saw Charlotte on Facebook and she does portraits and she's amazing. And I seen her work and I'm like, oh, you would make an amazing tattoo artist. Yep. She had no clue about, tattooing or anything about tattoos. She didn't even have a tattoo at the time, And I approached her. I'm like, oh, would you be interested in coming in and have a look, meeting us, that kind of stuff? And she went, yeah, sure. And she's been in for 2 years.
You approached her?
Yeah, I did.
Wow.
Yeah, and I thought, I'll see what happens.
That's really cool. That's really cool. You don't ever hear anyone ever approach somebody else.
Yep.
Like you're like, I think that's my person.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah, that's really
cool.
I
didn't know her as a person. I saw her work. I didn't even know what she looked like.
Yep.
But I'm like, come in the shop, meet us. I want to meet you. You know, your work is amazing, and I can see through your work. Like you would fit perfect. You know, and someone that doesn't have tattoos, someone that's never been in the industry, it's a clean slate. You know what I mean? And you know, zero arrogance, all that kind of stuff. Like it was just refreshing. You know what I mean?
I think that also sort of reflects on how the tattoo industry is evolving.
Yeah.
I think that the fact that, you know, it's not hairy bikers that if you don't have a tattoo, I don't trust you to tattoo me anymore.
Yeah, I get people asking me why I don't have tattoos. I'm like, I just don't know what I want yet. I'm not rushing into anything.
I'm just not ready yet, and they hurt.
Yeah, you know, when they hurt as you get older.
You're waiting for the prime time of pain, aren't you?
Yep. No, I can handle it now. No, it's I get a lot of people asking me about why don't you have tattoos. I'm like, I do have tattoos, you just can't see them. You know, like I just don't have any on my arms. A little one, but
you're like, I just haven't made enough bad decisions yet.
Yeah,
you know, like most tattoo artists have tattoos on. Like my tattoos, right? I'm removing them just so that I can put something nice over them.
Yep.
They're by people who I'm like, hey, you got time? I got time. You got time? Yeah, let's go do a tattoo. What do you want? I don't know.
Yep.
And you just get tattooed.
I want bottom of my foot.
Sick.
Yeah.
What does it say? Does it say
no, I didn't say anything. It's a squash mosquito.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's mostly gone now, but things you do when you're in a tattoo house and you're bored.
But you know, it's under your foot. Yeah. You know?
Yeah.
It definitely, that's really interesting though. How many tattoos does she have now?
I think she's about 4.
About 4. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, for the one. She's wanting to get a lot more.
How long has she been apprenticing for?
2 years.
2 years. Ooh,
Yeah.
Look out, she's got 4 in.
Yep.
Nearly got as many as you. Eh?
Yeah. No, I didn't want to jump into anything. And a lot of people do just jump in to get anything at the start, and I wanted to avoid that. I'm like, I'll be in the industry for a while, know what's out there, know what's popular, know what's not popular. Things change all the time, and know a bit more about tattoos before I actually commit to anything massive.
The things I wanted when I first started, I would have had tribal. Yeah. Which I did have. That was my first ever tattoo, was a tribal. Mm-hmm. And it's been covered up now, you know, but like trends change, things change, and the art in this industry is just so crazy now compared to what we were. You know what I mean? I remember back when if you did a portrait, you're killing it. You know, now the people are starting doing portraits. You know, and colour. Like crazy. You know, so I mean, I think I commend you. Like it would have been hard to be like, oh, I could just do this. Well, half of it was me not knowing, and another half was the husband saying, don't get that. I'm so glad he taught me out of a few tattoos though. I could have got a tramp stamp when I first started. They're coming back.
I'm glad.
They're coming back.
Well, under your boobs is an upside down tramp stamp. So, you know, like.
Right. Just refreshing the art from this way to this way.
Just flipping it. No, it's clever. Oh, mate, you won't unsee it now. No. You'll look at it and you go, that was a tramp stamp.
But dead set though, like real thin tribal is coming back. That's like, and trampies. That's where it's all going again. But 90s fashion in general is coming back. I've noticed like people with flared jeans. And like,
they're still cool though. They're still cool. I'll still wear them.
I'm still like emo skinny jeans.
It's people don't know what to get too, and if an artist does a design and puts it up, and you know, something new and different. You know, people will either absolutely love it or they'll be like, it's not an infinity symbol, I don't like it, you know, and sometimes you gotta do what they want, sometimes, you know, and we are always designing tattoos for clients. You know, probably one tattoo out of 50 I'll actually design myself and say, hey, do you like this? You know, and they're like, oh yeah, like, you know, something out of my brain, not out of their brain, putting on paper.
How hard is that sometimes? Though?
Oh, like, so hard.
If someone gives you a pen and paper and they're like, make a tattoo, and you're like, I don't know what to do. I haven't got any instructions. No one's.
I don't know this person. I don't know what they like. I don't know what's in their head. You know, and sometimes when they give you too much information, it's like, whew, you know. And if it's not enough information, it's just got to be the right amount. And with that little bit of flexibility for the artist as well, I think is important. Because we know what's good. Like we see tattoos day in, day out. You know, people see tattoos on Pinterest and Google and stuff, and like we're adapting. Like we see tattoos on Instagram. We're on a million tattoo pages. We see a lot of stuff around the world, and we know what people like. And
I think
some people could have faith in the artist sometimes.
I think that we're in the point where people trust our opinions.
Yeah.
You know, and they just trust us to do us.
Yeah.
You know, like that's just that nice, happy zone of
comfortable.
It goes from teaching people what a good tattoo is. The first at the beginning, we're teaching them what's a good tattoo and so on and so on, and we're having to talk them through it. And now we're at a point where they're like, I just want an eagle. You do whatever you want.
Yeah.
And I'm happy with it.
Yeah.
You know, like that's that level we're at now.
Yeah. There's a lot of trust there too. People have got to trust their artist.
Yeah.
And if you don't trust them, you shouldn't really get tattooed by them. Because it's just, and they see our work on Instagram. They know what we can and can't do. Yeah. So like you wouldn't go to a realistic artist and go, hey, I want something traditional. You know what I mean? It's you have to go to the right artist for the right work.
Yeah.
And having that flexibility, like client letting you have that flexibility, I think it's important. You know, and if it's not the right tattoo for you, then just go, sorry, it's not for me. You know, and that's okay. You know, it's and
it goes for the artist too. If someone comes at you with something and they're like, I just want this. And it's like, no, I'm not your artist.
Yeah.
You know, like you
at least you're honest. You're not just taking the money and doing whatever and doing, you know, a random job. It's
exactly.
just
like a fine line artist doing trad.
Yeah.
Like you're saying, you know, like, and they're like, oh, I'll have a go because it's money. And
yeah.
It's like, then they go to do it and it's like, oh, it looks terrible.
Yeah.
And it's like, thank you very much.
Yep.
You know, like it's a bad name.
Yep.
You know, but what style do you specialize in?
Realism, portraits, grey wash.
Yeah.
So do a little bit of colour, but not much.
I was going to say, so you're a black and grey realism tattoo artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
So at the same time, like I've seen you do some nice fine line flowers.
Oh yeah.
You know, you're getting some nice fine line stuff in there.
Yeah, something a bit different actually. I only just kind of found it.
And you you're meshing the two styles together, which is just like something fun.
Yeah, I love that. I love mishmash of different styles.
Absolutely.
It's something that's really getting to me now. Like it's what I kind of love to do now. And I'll do it any opportunity. I love it. And it's been like 14 years, and I've only just found something that I love. You know, like I've always loved doing portraits, but this is just something that excites me, you know, and I'm grabbing it, you know, and I'm going with it. And
have you ever thought about colour?
I've done a bit of colour in the past. Yeah. Like I enjoy grey wash more.
Yep.
I can do colour, but I just like doing grey wash more.
No, that's fair.
And grey wash is quicker to do. Colour takes me a little bit longer to do, and I just don't get that tingle from colour than I do with grey wash. So I kind of stick to what I enjoy to do.
The black and grey tingles. Yeah. Nice.
That's going to be a thing.
No, I mean like I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, because you do a lot of realism in that and portraits and stuff as well. We do similar work.
Yeah. Like I love black and grey because it's more painterly. Not painterly. I don't know. It computes with my brain.
Yeah.
The best. Yep. You know, like it's nice to duplicate something, but then put your spin to it.
Yeah.
But then at the same time, I personally really want to start going down a colour route.
Yeah. Okay.
But I want to have like merging.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like
merging the styles, like something really bold in color, like because you see a lot of photos on Pinterest, and that really bold colors with like light sources and different, you know, purple and like orange side of their faces, and
thank you. Yes,
like they're just so beautiful.
A dude called Little Andy, I think it is.
Yep.
He does like some really cool, realistic color portraits, but then he has these big abstract bits of black in there as well.
Yep.
And I think that's fun. That's cool.
Yeah. Yep.
But what I'd really want to do too is like a collab with a trad artist.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? One tattoo, but two different styles within it.
Yep.
So like, you know how like, let's say, you know how they do that rope frame, right?
Yeah.
And then like a realistic ship in the middle.
Oh, that'd look amazing.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Something that's like different from what people are doing.
Yeah. And they have like, you know, like kind of cut down the side, and then you've got like a half trad rose with a realistic rose kind of thing. Like have lines going random through it, and then have the mishmash of the,
absolutely.
You know, it's just it's cool.
I
love that idea.
But I mean, like, I also like to do that idea myself.
Yeah.
Because, you know, like,
if you can do it,
if you can do a bit of everything, you might as well. But it would be cool to start off with someone who specialises in that and then just see how it comes out.
Yeah,
it'd be really cool.
Yeah,
but I'm so down to do a collab with you too.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
Like, we'd have to map it out and be like, hey, this is what it's going to look like.
Yeah, yep.
And then be like, go from
You're doing this bit, I'm doing this bit.
Yeah. Well, that's
I want to do this bit.
Well, that's what me and Jay are doing. Me and Jay, I'm doing the top half, and then he's doing the bottom half. But I mean, it could be cool to like we've got 2 sits on it. It could be cool to just like one day each, right? And then swap.
Yeah.
And then see like where it goes.
Yeah.
I think that could be really cool if the guy's down for it. That could be fun.
I think that's the hard thing too. People that like are down for being put through that much pain. You know what I mean? Like 2 artists at the same time is pretty intense.
Oh.
But yeah, if they can do it, like, and they're happy with the design and everything, like that's just.
Who would have thought, like back in the day, that's something that we'd do?
Yep.
I mean, just in general, 2 artists on one single tattoo.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't know, it wasn't very common back then. It seems to be a thing that's coming in. Hey.
Yep. Like you've got 6 artists working on one guy's back. You know now, and
hey. What are your thoughts on getting put asleep to be tattooed? Please hit me with this.
I had a client ask me that the other day, actually.
I mean, like, imagine waking up and your whole body's just like...
shock.
Like, I'm on fire, wet fire.
Yeah, you just had a car accident, mate.
That's it.
Oh, I don't know. I've got a bit mixed thoughts about it. Like, I remember when it first came out, and I'm like, that's stupid. I'm like, that's so stupid. I'm like, one, your body, it's not going to heal properly because your body's been put through much trauma. Like you do a 12-hour tattoo is not going to heal as good as like, done into, 6-hour sits kind of thing.
Because the body can only take so much before it can't heal well.
Yep.
For sure. And it depends on the person too. Like that dude might have a real shit immune system.
Yeah. Yep.
You never know.
Yep. They could have had a cold week before and they're just a bit low and immune a bit low and they just heal like shit. But like, it's also a risk of infection as well, being that much on the body. You can't leave the couch. Yeah,
I was going to say.
Providing it's a clean couch.
You're just going to be naked for the next couple of days or whatever. Like.
Yeah, it's a lot of trauma for your body to be put through, and the healing's not going to be great. It's not like the healing, like the itchiness. Oh my god.
Let's put the shoe on the other foot though. If you could be put to sleep to get a tattoo, well, I don't know. I mean, a tattoo, but like.
I like the thought of it because tattoos freaking hurt.
Yeah.
I haven't been tattooed in 8 years, mind you, so it's a long time for a tattoo artist, I'm ashamed to say that, but I'm getting there. Like I like the thought of it, but I don't know. It's a now thing. It's very much a now thing, but it's a
fad now.
It's a fad.
It's a fad, but it's a very it's expensive fad.
Oh, it is.
Like, to get
and it costs like 10 grand or something to be put to sleep. Yeah.
Yeah, like an anesthetist and all that sort of stuff. Plus, like. I thought that being put to sleep's not good for your health.
Well, yeah, it's when you're older, there's risks.
Yeah,
you know, like
it just takes one guy to not wake up.
Yeah.
And then everyone's like, shit, we're not doing that again.
Oh, have you heard of that? When you're asleep, you can still feel everything.
Like
imagine
sleep
being
paralysis.
Put through that.
You just they're like.
There's a show with it. I can't remember what it was, and it scarred me for life. Oh, sorry.
Oh, that's right. And they like buried her or something.
Oh, I don't know.
Is that the one?
They were put through like pulling out teeth or something, and they were awake. Like mentally, they were awake for it, but they were paralyzed. So they put them. They were asleep, like they were meant to be asleep, but they weren't. And they felt everything. It was a surgery or something. And I'm like, oh my God. And mind you, I was getting surgery like a couple of weeks later and I saw this and I'm shitting myself.
You're like, I better be fucking out.
I know.
I better be out, man.
But imagine doing that and getting tattooed and getting like 10 tattooists on you and feeling everything. I'm like, oh my God.
There's just this tear, just slowly going down. Like, yeah, okay, no, it's fine. It's fine.
Yeah. No, I don't know how I feel about it, to be honest. Like, if it was me doing it, I like the idea of it, like me getting put under, but for someone else, I don't know. Yeah. It's just a very now thing. I think being put through the experience, I think is important, you know.
But yet again,
kind of cheating in a way.
Yeah.
It's cheating.
Yeah, yet again though,
don't do
it. Like, yeah, don't do it.
Don't be Ken.
You'll potentially just hurt yourself.
Yeah.
But yeah. Like, I think it's just an interesting thing that someone's had an idea and being like, hey, what if we did this? And then it blew up on social media, so they're continuously doing it. I suppose.
Wasn't that Post Malone who did it?
He did that too.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, but I think he only got like 1 or 2 tattoos.
Yeah, okay.
No, I think he had 4.
Okay.
I think. But then you're seeing people getting whole fronts and whole backs.
Yeah.
And like, my question to there too is like talking about collaborations, right? Each one of those tattoo artists, like, so let's say there's 4 people doing one back piece. Each person would have an A4 size square, right? Imagine if like that one's shit and that one's awesome.
Yeah.
You know, like, and then just the artists would have to be on bar with each other.
Yeah.
You know, and you would have to be like, hey man, how do you feel about working with this guy?
Yeah.
Like
a lot of communication. It'd have to be a lot of communication there.
Yeah.
And a lot of jokes as you're doing it. You know?
Oh man. Oh, dude. like when the dude's asleep, you can joke about whatever the hell you want.
Yeah. Oh,
you know, like,
God. No.
Who put a peg on it?
Yeah. No, it's it's an interesting. It's very much a very now thing. Like people are trying new things. That's okay. That's how people, you know, people they learn and progress and stuff. But and they do stupid shit, you know, like that. But you know, it's with the being put under and stuff. But you know, good on them for giving it a go. Yeah. I think like it's a ballsy move. It's why not. But at the end of the day, I'm more thinking about the overall healing of it. It's not going to heal up great.
He wakes up, he's got dicks all over his face, like.
Look at it, it's all you pan. You're like, oh my God,
is this permanent?
Yeah.
Oh jeez, yeah, poor brother. Sorry, I'm just giggling at this poor guy that's asleep. Everyone's fucking with him.
I still got the giggles from the freaking tingle. Yeah.
The black and grey tingles. Yeah, look, you know, but how nice is that you get the tingles from a good tattoo?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That means you still love it.
And being in the industry for so long too, and you still get that excitement, I think that's very important.
Absolutely.
You know, when you lose that excitement for it, that's just, you know, people just don't know when to stop too. Like, but yeah, like you need that excitement. It's your whole life. It's not just a 9-to-5 job. It's your whole life. It's you go home, you're continuing to work, like you're applying to emails, you're drawing for your next tattoo for the next day. Like it's full on. It's a full on job, and a lot of people don't realize that when they first start. And they're just saying, oh, they get to tattoo all day, but it's like, oh, it's a lot more to that.
Oh, you get to go to work and joke with your mates, and paint cool, create cool pictures and so on and so on. But yeah, there are so many more levels to, you know, A, being a tattoo artist, B, being a shop owner, and C, like all the above of everything else that comes with it. You know, like even all the way down to, like I was talking before about how potential anxiety for a tattoo artist to just go to the pub. Yeah. You know, because just to go out for a meal, hey man, how you doing? It's just like, look, thank you, I appreciate it.
I work in retail.
Yeah. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
you can't escape from it. People recognize your face, especially if you post your face on social media. A lot of people don't because they want to avoid that, and that's completely fine. It just depends on your vibe, you know.
But people love to see, like, also, like when it comes to social media, people love to see what you're doing. Yeah. And they're
interested in your life. Yeah. It's a big thing, and it's a good way to connect with people as well. People love to see, you know, what happens in a tattoo shop. You know, it's not just tattooing. Like, you know, we try to walk around the shop with the phone and see what people are doing, what they're up to, and it's all about just connecting with people and doing what people want to see. People want to know what you do outside of work. They want to know what your life is, you know. Like sometimes you kind of want to take a step back from it sometimes because you feel like you're sharing too much. But, you know, like you don't want to know what your child's up to. Some people don't care about that shit, you know. But I do, like, you know, probably small little snippets every now and then.
Well, you're always out riding your horses and doing your farm life. You know? Like,
and I do have a life outside of tattooing. And a lot of people do. And I think a lot of like, you know, clients and people that, you know, they've got to forget about that in a way too, that we do have lives. We do have families.
Because they just see us here.
Yeah.
You know, like when, especially if they're regulars, you know, they only sort of see you here. And, you know, it's fun to see people out in the wild sometimes. You know, you can just be hanging with your kids and doing something at the park or whatever.
And then someone looks at you funny and you're like, I think I've tattooed them, but I'm not sure. But you'll see the tattoo and like, oh, that's right. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, the name. Yeah. But the tattoo, it's like, the crow guy.
That was on like 6 years ago. I remember that. Yeah.
Oh yeah, geez, I remember a tattoo. I've seen tattoos and been like, oh man, I remember that conversation we had. But mind you, I can't remember what I did yesterday. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Same.
Like it just sparks something, which is crazy.
So so like if I don't, you know, ever say hi, don't think, just show me a tattoo and I'll remember you. So don't take it personally. No, because we see a lot of people. We see hundreds of people. Like,
absolutely.
Yeah, we tattoo thousands of people over the years. Like, we don't remember every single face. You know,
that's another fun thing too. Is like, you know, like as a tattoo artist now too. Like, this is just me asking you a real question of like, how do we like? How many times have you had a mobile phone that's had like all of your photos of your tattoos, and then you've like something's happened to it and they're all gone? And it's or you've like updated, got a new phone or something like that. Like, do you store all of your old tattoo photos?
So
Or do you just rely on the cloud?
Well, no. Well, funny story. My husband, right? He's a tech nerd.
Yeah.
And every time we get a new phone, every few years, when our contract's up, we get a new phone. They give us a new phone. I have thousands and thousands and thousands of photos, screenshots, and photos of tattoos, my child and my horses. That's it. And mostly tattoos. You'll take 50,000 photos of one tattoo, as you do. And you don't delete them. So it stores up real quick.
Yeah.
And a lot of them videos, which take up even more space.
Yes.
So he's like, you have to get rid of all these damn photos. You cannot put them on my computer because they're going to take up all my RAM or whatever it's called.
Absolutely, yeah.
And he's like, delete all, like keep one photo, delete them all. I'm like, you know how long that will take for me to do? To go through every single photo and keep all the good ones. So now, you know, like ones on Instagram or whatever, that's the ones I kind of just keep, you know, and I just kind of delete the rest.
My worry is like, what happens if something happens one day and you lose your Instagram?
Yeah, true.
You know what I mean?
On Facebook.
Or your Facebook, or something happens, you get hacked, or if something goes on, you know, like, and you're relying on them there to go back to be able to take back. Like, that's something that just like is in the back of my mind. Yeah, I've just sort of realized.
And you do thousands of tattoos, and like obviously you've got your real favorites, and you know, but like
you're right.
They could just go missing. Yeah. Like they
could be gone tomorrow. But it's also that thing too, right? Like when I was a kid, I never really got many photos of me.
Yeah,
but now my wife, right? We've all got cameras in our pockets. So my kids have so many photos.
Yeah.
You know, and she does the same kind of thing, but then she either deletes them or relies on the cloud.
Yep.
So I'm like your husband. I chuck them all on a portable hard drive.
Yep.
So I've got this old school dinosaur.
Yeah. He's got
it plugs into the power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's got heaps of them, and then it's got all my photos on it, like from everything. I need to go through it for the last 10 years, and like
I blew one up. I blew it up, and then I was like, shit, where did it all go?
Yeah.
And so it cost me $400 to get like the hard drive taken out of that one, and
Yeah.
then like replaced. And I'm like, $400?
Yeah.
God damn. But then I looked back in it and I was like, oh, that's like my kids.
That's important
Like,
stuff.
that's super
That's stuff you
important.
can't get back. Like,
Yeah.
and kids growing up is probably the most important thing, you know, like,
And the worst one's when you've got to like delete your iPad.
I haven't got to that stage
You
yet.
haven't got to that stage?
No, I'm actually surprised.
I'm still running like the first gen, like iPad, but it's only 64 gig.
Yeah, okay.
So which is like the lowest of low.
Yeah, I'm on the lowest gig and I haven't got there yet. So,
oh, damn.
Well, I must be getting close. I've had it for like, I don't know, 5 years or something.
Yeah, like each person wants a wolf, right? And you're like 10 wolves.
Yeah, yep. And then you save the image of, say, Pinterest onto the iPad, and then you have all these like downloaded pictures, and then and then pictures that you've photoshopped. You know, it's another folder, and just have thousands of photos. Like, it's ridiculous on how much photos we have on our phones, and we don't delete. It just stores up. But I've never really thought about it, like losing all pictures, because I had them all on Instagram. But true, if you lose Instagram, that's it.
It's something I just sort of thought about. I was like, oh shit, yeah, right.
Don't hack me. No, it's a scary thought, but I'll keep that in mind.
What do you say? We call it a day and you get yourself home.
Yeah. Cool. Thank you very much.
Well, I'm not going to hug you because I know you're not a hugger.
No, I'm not a hugger.
Cool. Thank you.
Thank you very much, mate.